Today we're learning how to add and subtract scientific notation. When adding or subtracting numbers in scientific notation, the exponents must be the same. If the exponents are not the same, you may need to manipulate the scientific notation with larger exponents to make them the same exponents. Once the exponents are the same, add the coefficients and keep the same exponents. Here are the 6 examples. Add or subtract and write each answer in scientific notation. Give it a try and play the video whenever you're ready for the solutions. Question number 1. 1.41 times 10 to the 6th power plus 5.9 times 10 to the 6th power. Notice that in question number 1, they're both times 10 to the 6th power. And if the exponents are the same, all we need to do is add the numbers 1.41 and 5.9. So we have 1.41 plus 5.9 or 5.90. And this will be 1, 13, carry 1, 7. So we have 7.31. So the answer for question number 1 is 7.31. And we will just copy times 10 to the 6th power. So the answer is 7.31 times 10 to the 6th. Question 2. 8.11 times 10 to the 7 minus 4.3 times 10 to the 7th power. For question number 2, both expressions are also times 10 to the 7th power. And in this problem, we are subtracting, so we will go ahead subtract 8.11 minus 4.3 or 4.30. Subtracting this from the right, 1 minus 0 is 1. We can subtract 3 from 1, so we borrow 1 from 8. This becomes 7. 1 becomes 11. So 11 minus 3 is 8. And 7 minus 4, we have 3. So we will have 3.81. And we will copy times 10 to the 7th power. So the answer is 3.81 times 10 to the 7. Question 3. 4.2 times 10 to the 9 plus 8.1 times 10 to the 9th. For question number 3, both terms have times 10 to the 9th power. And here we're adding, so we will just add 4.2 plus 8.1. 2 plus 1 is 3, 4 plus 8 is 12, so we have 12.3. So we will have 12.3 times, and then we're copying times 10 to the power of 9. And for question number 3, we need to simplify further because in scientific notation, we are not allowed here to have more than 10. So instead of 12.3, we will make it 1.23. What do you think will happen to the power? Since we moved the decimal point 1 place, that means the exponent will be increased by 1. So the answer is 1.23 times 10 to the power of 10. Question 4. 1.95 times 10 to the 7 minus 9.726 times 10 to the 6th power. Notice that for question number 4, the exponents of 10 are different. To make them the same exponent, we need to manipulate the ones with larger exponent. The 10 to the 7th power, I will make it 10 to the 6th power, just like the second term. Since I subtract 1 from the exponent, this means that 1.95 becomes 19.5. I need to move the decimal point 1 place to the right. So now we will have 19.5 times 10 to the 6th power minus 9.726 times 10 to the 6th power. So now we have the same exponents. Since we now have the same exponent, so now we're subtracting 19.5 minus 9.726. And the answer is 9.774. So we will have 9.774 and then copy the same exponent times 10 to the power of 6. Question 5. 3.8 times 10 to the third plus 4.8 times 10 to the fifth. For number 5, the exponents are not the same, so we have to manipulate the larger exponent 5. From 5, we will make it now times 10 to the third power. Since we lower the exponent by 2, what do you think will happen to 4.8? 4.8 will become 480. We need to move 2 places to the right. So the second term is the same thing as 480 times 10 to the third. And the first is 3.8 times 10 to the third. So now they have the same exponent. Since they now have the same exponent, we are now ready to add 480 and 3.8. So the answer is 483.8. We will have 483.8 times 10 to the third power. And again, we need to simplify this further because our a value can be more than 10. And that becomes 4.838. What do you think will happen to the power? The power will be added by 2. So 3 plus 2, that becomes now 5. So the answer is 4.838 times 10 to the fifth power. Question 6. 6.629 times 10 to the 7 minus 8.1 times 10 to the fifth. The powers are not the same, so we need to rewrite the larger exponent 7. We will make 7 as 5, so that will be times 10 to the fifth. Since we lowered the power by 2, this means that we need to move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So now we will have 662.9 times 10 to the fifth minus 8.1 times 10 to the fifth. So now we're ready to subtract 662.9 minus 8.1. And this is 654.8. So we will have 654.8 times 10 to the fifth power. We need to simplify this further because our a value is more than 10. We will make this 6.548. And what do you think will happen to the power? Since we move 2 places, so we will increase the power by 2. So 5 becomes 7. So the answer is 6.548 times 10 to the 7th power. Thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing to my channel at Celzo Academy.